Welcome to this here conversation. I'm your Saleem side. I got my guy, Jay Sherv.
Josh here. How's everybody doing?
How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
I'm doing all right. Yeah. Just you guys haven't seen me much. I hear it a lot.
Bruh. I want to get right into it, Josh. Josh, brother, why you doing this that way, man?
I'm not doing anybody anyway. And
Nah?
yeah, I tried to make it clear to a lot of the football guys and the ones that I'm close to, like, me not playing this spring is not me walking
This
away.
spring.
Me not playing is not me turning my back or not caring about y'all.
It's not that we think that. It's more the factor of why. You know what I mean? Why?
Because at a point in time, I had to sit down and have this conversation with myself. But you have to evaluate how much is football really giving you, and how much is it taking from you. How much of your attention and your time is into football, and how much of that attention and time would go into something else. And I just had to sit back one day in my room and realize I had a lot of helping factors. My mom, my old roommate Izzy Parker, you know who that is. You know, my friends, my family, but like I had to sit down and have a real conversation with myself. Like, okay, do I want to go, football? Because whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have to put 110% into it. I can't go 50% here, 50% here, and think something's gonna work for me. Excuse me. So I had to just, okay, do I want to be a football player? Do I want to be a clothing brand guy? Do I want to be an influencer? Like, where do I want my life to go? So I had to sit myself down, have that conversation, and I realized I really want to put a lot of my effort and my attention into my clothing brand, because I feel like if I do the right things, move forward in the right way, and get the right people to see it, love it, and wear it, I feel like it could be a really big thing and a game changer in the world.
So now that you put it like that, Jay Sherv, I can't hold you accountable for that one, huh? You got me thinking this whole time I was hurt, man. I need my center back out there.
I love y'all all, man. I make it very clear.
Well, now that you put it that way, I can't be upset at you, man. You got to put your life first. You know what I mean? Realistically speaking, you're about a 5'10", 5'11".
And that's what I'm saying. I have to really, at a point in time, I don't think I'm bad. Don't get me wrong.
Josh, you hold your own. You hold your own, man.
I do, but 5'11", 5'10", it just has to. You look at the scales of things, and being 5'10" in the league, it outweighs everything else that I could have really did and put my attention and time into.
So you talk about your attention and time. So you're looking to put that into your clothing brand more now.
Clothing brand, other hobbies, other things that I like to do. Maybe branch out, because popular owner doesn't just have to be clothes. Who knows what's down the road? That's what I'm saying, man. You just have to.
What y'all thinking about? I get the scoop on the necessary conversation.
We could give you a scoop. I mean, of course, we branch out of clothes, but we want to do clothes. But instead of just, you see how we just right now, we just got hoodies, shorts, t-shirt, very generic. We want to find a way to, maybe branch ourselves out. If we could sell cardigans, if we could sell, different brands and different outlets of clothing, or if you never even know, get a media network. Anything's nothing, not shutting anything down the road. So
that's hard. Cardigans. That's real preppy.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, I had Jay Sully on the pod, and we was talking about forget the exact name, but we just gonna call it the Gifted and Talented program. I didn't know you was a part of that, Jay Sherv.
Yeah.
What was that like? You told me it was pretty hard.
All right, so I've been, that's basically how New York does their honors programs. Everything's just gifted and talented. So I've been in it since I was like younger. But it really didn't start clicking that it was gifted and talented and real until I got to Curtis.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what you thought it was before that?
I mean, I thought it was work. I thought it was like, normal work stuff. Get a couple extra, pages on your paper here, a couple extra pages on this there. Nah, man. They had me in taking algorithms, algebra 4.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Just crazy things of that nature. Things I could never even understand. Things I could never even understand. So
Algebra 4. What was that like?
It wasn't even algebra. I had to take geometry, like the advanced geometry, while I was a senior in high school, and like I'm just sitting there confused, and then they're just like, you have to think about it. The schools that we're preparing you to go to, because at this point in time, a lot of my peers and my classmates, I have a friend that played football at Brown. Our guard from my senior year, he went to Brown, played football. He was a gifted and talented kid. He was Osagi Narua, He did it. My other friend Eric, he's at Bryan. You know, if you put in the time and the effort, like all of us did, you could really go anywhere. But you know, me and Jason chose here because you know we love the game, we love football. And we ended up it.
I'll tell you what, no disrespect, but they won't prepare you for AIC. I'll tell you that now. I mean, no disrespect to any and everybody, but it just was. Listen up, right? When you start playing football, Josh?
Started playing around the 5 or 6 range.
Yeah. What made you get into football?
Realistically, it was more to be honest with you, in the beginning, it wasn't even something I was really had on my time. And I mean, I was doing it.
Yeah.
But more or less, I was doing because my mom was scared of me doing it, but she liked the idea of her son playing football.
Yeah.
So once I realized she liked the idea, I'm an individual that'll do anything for my mom.
Yeah.
So if she liked the idea, I was like, you know what? Why not give it a try? And then over the years and over the time, I just things started coming naturally, and then I was just like, oh, I actually kind of genuinely love football. And this is like before I went into high school. And then I just, started really taking the process serious, educating myself on, okay, well, if I go about things like this and I have this, do this, I can end up this division football player. Or this just basically giving myself, ways and outcomes in my head to figure out, okay, if I do this and this, it puts me in the best position to be here.
Yeah.
And the only way you could go forward is if you have a great plan.
For sure. What position you started playing in?
I played O-line my whole life, bro.
No, sir.
I swear.
Really?
Played O-line my whole life, but that's because I've been big my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I mean, I look big head, but I was.
Hey, man, Josh got some heart. Don't get it twisted, man.
Yeah, man. It was always just, I was never the tallest, but, I used to be heavy.
Yeah.
So I used to have the heavy side. When you're small and heavy, that's really all they care about when you're young. They say, yeah, get yourself on an O-line, D-line.
Yeah.
Did that until I got to Curtis. Then Curtis transitioned me into, straight O-line and built the love for, not getting beat and, the pride for it. And ever since then, I came here, played O-line, and the rest is history.
It was a simple, the rest is history, isn't it? Well, look, you played center, right? Look, most people don't know how to snap the ball, man. They going over the top of them. They going about them. How do you do, how you learn to snap?
Don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect, man. It took me a lot of time and a lot of muscle memory to get, especially to where I am now, to where I could just snap it, and it's not like, oh, I got to check back or I got to look underneath my legs. Unless something said to me, I don't think the snap's messed up. But unlike a lot of other people, they'll start at guard or tackle, and maybe when they're 10 years old, they'll get more or less transitioned into center and how to snap and, slowly putting the ball under, then you transition into a shotgun. You can ask Jason, I know you had him here already, but you can ask him when you see him. When we were young, around because I told you I started playing 5 or 6, right? We started playing shotgun football at 7 or 8.
No, you didn't.
I promise you, and if we could ever get YouTube clips, I can show you me and Jason playing shotgun football, so snapping the ball. So, unlike a lot of other people, I was trained at first to be okay, you're going to be a center. So for you to even get on the field, you need to learn how to throw the ball in between your legs. So it'd be I'd have to go to practices 30 minutes early to learn
to snap.
From my coach, Coach Richie, who was my friend's dad. And he was just watch, you're going to have a future in it. And I'm just man, I don't want to throw this ball in between my legs. It was a lot easier when I could just have my hand on the dirt and not worry about all the extra stuff. He said, watch, you're going to be pretty okay.
Oh, I'm talking about, we had Brandon as a starting quarterback. He's about 6'8", 6'5". He's tall.
He's tall.
Sanborn, 5'11". Other quarterbacks that you would have, the Sean, the Zions,
Luke, all of them.
How are you able to, okay, this quarterback said, I got to snap it this way. Now I got to, how are you able to just click it on like that?
To be very honest with you, okay, so the only one where I was oh, I may have to make an accommodation for was Brandon. Because, Brandon, let's be real, he's 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
He's a bigger body. Yeah. So when he first got there and they told me he was playing QB, I'm whoa, I ain't never snapped to nobody that tall before. Even my high school quarterback was around Sanborn's size, 5'11", 5'10". Luke and all of them, they're all around that. So if you could get it in the chest area, whether he's 6'2" or 5'11", it's going to end up right here either way. But Brandon, when I was because when I first started snapping to Brandon, it was hitting him in the groin and it's in his low stomach. So he'd keep dropping the ball, or I'd mess up the snap or something like that. But it's really just you'll realize when playing center, and a lot of people that are listening to this that play center, it's a lot of reps.
Yeah.
The more repetition and time that you have with like guys around you, the more comfortable you get, and then the more it's like muscle memory. Like, oh, okay, Brandon likes to snap on his chest.
Yeah.
So I got to throw a little bit more power in it when Brandon's back there, but when Sanborn or when Luke come back in, I got to relax because it'll go over their head.
Yeah.
And then I had to get accustomed to that because in the beginning of this year, that was a problem in camp, and that's why they didn't want to start me in the beginning of the year because it was all over the place, and I was just trying to get like, okay, Brandon like it in his chest, Sanborn like it in his chest, but I can't throw it the same for the both of them because for one it'll be on top of Sanborn's head, for the other one it'll be right in his chest.
Yeah.
So.
Let me ask you this, right? I can't speak for nobody else's offense, but specifically our offense, right? For a center, you have to be able to make the call. Yo, he's coming. 55. You gotta really be out there quarterbacking the thing for the O-line. I mean, so that dude back there don't get killed.
Basically.
Where does that come from? Like, could you accredit that to like the gifted and talented program a little bit? Just learn. No, seriously, like being able to learn and think quickly. Like, how do you get to that, man? Because that's a lot of pressure, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, because it is a lot of pressure, and I know our season did not go the way that we wanted it to go. Yeah. But like towards the end, like that Bentley game, it was more or less like a prideful thing. So it was like we're just trying to get one so that we're not the team that went 0-10 at AIC. So like it became a prideful thing. Yeah. So like, not even to say towards the end, but even in the beginning, like I'm like, I guess you could, I wouldn't say it's the gifted and talented, but repetition in football and being around football, it's like once I see like a play or a concept or a scheme, maybe one time, once I have like, oh, okay, well the guards, both of them either have to go or they don't, or I have like the rule or the technique. The rest of it, I could draw it up to to their defense, but it's because I've been a center and I've been around it for so long. It's like, oh, okay, if there's 5 over here and 3 over here, and I gotta send the slide one way, I'm gonna have to slide into the right and bring the running. Like it's just at a point in time, it's just like secondhand nature. And don't get me wrong, Coach Joe and the guys in that room, they've been nothing but a help to at least make it easier because we didn't have a easy playbook last year. We had about a book this thick with plays all the way back. So it took a lot, but reps, repetition, and just I'm not to say it like this. Like people say all the time, like you'll probably hear getting your playbooks, getting your playbook. I'm not a rigorous person in my playbook. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm a guy where it's like, okay, you taught it to me in the classroom. Now we went out and did it on the field. Once we do it on the field and I can get some actual walking, running through reps, it's like okay, it's in the brain now. I'm pretty much okay. But I know for a couple of guys, it'll be like, oh, I need it maybe 4 times in the classroom. We got to keep repping it in practice, and then it'll become muscle memory. So everybody just learns on a different wavelength.
At the same time, as a receiver, some of them dudes got to learn every position, man.
And that's what gets so difficult. Like me, I play two positions at most. Well, you could say 3 if you want to count the 2 guards, but to me, it's like it's flipped. It's the same difference. So it's not that much of a transition or a difference if you want to go out and do that, but. Like, I feel bad. Receivers got to learn X, Y, Z, slot, fade, and
then you still
option routes.
Fade and not get the ball.
To have to come back and run. I could never.
I'm only a running back, man. Because if I run this fade, I'm wide open, and I don't touch that pill, coach.
I'm asking him to take me out next play.
I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm going to leave you with something.
Yeah.
I'm not running this fade and I ain't get the ball, bro. Nah, we ain't doing that. Look, let me ask you this, all right? Guard or center, which one you more comfortable with?
If you want me to be real with you, when I got here, I love guard.
Yeah?
Yo, the pulling and, like, the speed of college. And, like, to me, it's like, because don't get me wrong, I've been playing center for a long time, but I still get in my head before plays. Like it's natural. You know? It's like you don't want to mess up. You don't want to be the one to mess up that call. You don't want to be the one to miss your block and hold the team back from scoring a touchdown. So it's like before every play, I'm still in my head. I'm still thinking. But it's like I love that when I got to guard, and it would be a trap play. There's nothing else on my table besides go hit the one guy on the end of the line.
Just kill him.
Kill him.
That's it.
And then after that, it's like, oh, okay. And then there's no thought process behind it. And that's why I really enjoy it, and I really would choose guard, but. Like I said, I did what was best for the team. Just enjoyed myself.
So when you get here, you're at guard, and you come to like, sure, you might need you to play that center. What's going through your head?
Well, actually, when I first got here, I was like the 6th string center.
Josh, you wasn't no 6th string center. I want to tell everybody, Josh came up to me, man. freshman year, he said he either asked me or he said I don't think I'm gonna be on the travel list. I said Josh.
I remember that was actually I think the week after I figured out I was like 5th or 6th string, bro.
Josh, be real. You're on the travel list.
And I was scared, yo, because I remember you and Jared took it as a joke, yo. I was on some, I really don't think I'm gonna make this travel list, yo. Yeah, I was sitting there laughing.
We already knew you was gonna be on the travel list. You know what it was? It was more for us like you might have in your mind you might have been a 5th or 6th street trainer, but we know the people that are quote unquote in front of you. They're not going on the goddamn bus.
And it took a lot of like Jared. That's one person I can say like took me under my wing, especially as like a freshman and a young guy coming in. Because I guess he saw,
potential,
tri-state area potential, So I came in with Jared, and he just really was the one that told me, like, yo, keep a level head and just do what you do.
Yeah.
Go out there, do what you do, control what you can control. And that's what really made me take, like, the nervous and the mental stress part all the way out of it. Because after that, it's like, oh, well, now I'm just playing football out in the yard. So it's like, it's a lot. Like, especially that first practice in college, and it's for anybody listening, that first practice in college, it's nerve-wracking, because you don't know what's about. You hear all these things coming up while being in high school. Yeah, in college they act so different. You going against 26-year-old men. In my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, and IT and all of this here at this point. And they already talking about, IT was All-American this. I'm like, oh my goodness, and he played nose.
Yeah,
he gonna go against an 18-year-old all practice.
This isn't good.
Yeah, bro. First thing in my head, I was like, wow. It's crazy, but then I just went out there and it was scary at first because when you first get out there and they're in your ear talking about technique, play this, play that, technique. That's what you're thinking about. So you're losing reps because you're thinking more about technique than making the actual just doing what you're here for.
Yeah.
So once I got out of my head and said, okay, well I'm gonna incorporate the technique with what I know how to do and what I'm doing. Yeah. That's when I started taking the strides and the steps, and then I was like, oh sugar.
Oh, sugar.
I may really make this drive. And then I came up to you and I said, yo, I'm on the bus. We done made it.
Bro, I already knew the whole camp. I knew you was going to be on the bus, Sherv. Like, I never had no income. If anything, I didn't know about it.
And then that's when we came up with Mr. Era. But you was always supposed to be on the bus, especially if I was in control. I was always going to bring you on the bus.
Last year, I was barely on the bus. Barely on it.
They was trying to play you. I don't know why, though. Again, that's what I don't get.
I remember I said, first game, I think, what we play? Frostburg State. Everyone said, hey, Coach, I'm traveling. He looked at me and said, no. I said, oh. Okay. I mean, because remember you had to get the paper to get for the teacher to sign. So I'm like, Coach, I need the paper so I can
get my teacher.
You're not going. Oh, okay. Maybe next week. Next week comes. I think it was New Haven. Coach, not this week.
You wasn't at New Haven?
No, sir. Never got to see the blue field in the can.
New Haven.
No, sir. I was at home watching on the TV. On any 10
Jeez.
Then I don't think. What was the game after that? The Nets away game.
I think the next one, because we had this isn't in order, but we had Assumption at home. We had Pace away. Did you go to Pace?
That was the first one I traveled to.
Okay. And so then you went to Bentley, right? You was there too.
Yeah, I went to Bentley.
Oh, okay. So you had a good time. That's all that matters.
I really wanted New Haven, bro. I really wanted to get, bro, we're at D2 at the end of the day. Yeah. We only get one game for it that we get to go to the hotel, to travel. Yeah. I was told that in one bus ride. I'm kind of glad.
That Frostburg game may have been worse than Millersville last year. Yo, that was crazy.
I didn't travel to that either.
Oh, you didn't go to Millersville.
I'm talking about travelers, Josh. Every place. So that's where it goes out at.
Millersville was whack though.
Where?
Millersville.
But what about that looked like a amusement park y'all went to inside the hotel that was on fire?
Liam, we went downstairs, had a walkthrough. Yeah. They told us, yo, if y'all want to spend your money at this thing, y'all could, but everybody else, go back upstairs. Yo, everybody Jack, have you had Jared on this already? Yeah. Okay, so ask Jared next time you see him, because that was my roommate from Millersville. And I think that was my roommate from Frostburg. Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm lying. I'm sorry. Damian Vargas was my roommate for Millersville. That was my roommate from Millersville. Vargas. Jared was Frostburg. Yeah, me and Vargas. We get along. No. Vargas was my man, especially because we was in the same position. Yeah. But we was both like mentally, because mentally we both thought we were playing tomorrow. You have to understand when we was told building up to this. Mentally we thought we was playing tomorrow. Yeah. So we in there like, all right. So when we get in tomorrow, we ain't playing no games with these Millerville boys. We about to take. We think we about to get on the field. So we like, yeah, we're gonna take these guys off. So I'm gonna go to sleep early. I'm in my bed to leave at like 9:45. Head down on the pillows, bugs on the same bug. The next morning we get up, Coach Joe gonna come dap us all up. He's like, be ready. Oh, all right, Coach. Start taking the snaps a little bit more serious. I done actually got dressed for
ready
this.
just in case somebody gets hurt.
Exactly.
You know
and that's how I didn't realize what it was. I made sure I had the gear on. I thought I looked cool for his college game. We was about to get on the field. Told fam to watch.
Yo, turn them on. I'm gonna get on like maybe second,
third quarter. Yo, 4 quarters go by. Nothing's worse than when you get back to the locker room, check your phone, and it's just like, it's okay. You don't gotta worry about it. And you just looking at your phone after the game and not put, it's okay, baby. You don't gotta worry about it. The next game, I just turned off the phone and put it right back there. I said, I'll take that when I get on that 6-hour ride back.
That hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt.
But at the end of the day, to be real with you, bro, that was motivation.
Yeah.
That was really motivation. Because to be honest with you, my freshman year team, I don't think a lot of them guys was, legitimately like stamped better than me at, playing a whole lot. I don't think that. But at the end of the day, it was out of my control. It was in the coaches. And I just tried to leave the best impression for the next year. So that, what happened this year could happen. And sadly, I was scared. When I messed up my ankle in that spring, I was scared. Yo, I didn't know what was. I thought either Jared was gonna get moved to center. I thought it was screwed though. I thought I was gonna be. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be pretty bad. I don't know.
He's gonna tell you shit. I'm not playing center. I will go to you.
I'm
not playing center. I'm not playing. Jerry gonna straight up tell you, man.
Straight up, no sugarcoating.
And it's crazy because Jerry used to. I ain't gonna say like nothing wrong. Like he wasn't always like this, and not saying it in a bad way, like it's something. But it's like. Now that he knows, like, and he believes in his ability, like, he's not going for none of the shenanigans.
I know.
Like, he's not.
But to be real with you, bro, I love that for him. I love that for him. That's what he needs, bro. He needs that chip on his shoulder that, I'm here because I'm a guy. Like
him. Like,
I've been trying to tell him that since, like, last year before he even messed up his back. Like, know who you, like, know your place here. Know your spot, yo.
You one of them dogs.
Exactly, bro.
Well, look, man. First of all, the fact that y'all was on Instagram and I was seeing the amusement park that y'all was at inside the hotel, I was jealous. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, damn, I ain't getting it. Cause I'm thinking, bro, I'm like, yo, like.
Don't get me wrong, that was like the best hotel I ever stayed at, yo. That was like a Penn State, Gatorade. Yo, that was crazy. Yeah, bro, like full field, like 4 basketball courts in there, field in there, place to stretch. It was nice. But like for us to like get the day to go out and do stuff, bro, we ain't doing nothing. We went right to our rooms. And then the next morning we had to be up at 8. Jess told us, come down. We had to do some yoga thing before the game. Yeah, we did the yoga, went back, got some breakfast, and then it was like we were sitting in the meeting room.
Breakfast at the hotel? Like, from the hotel?
Eggs.
Was it good?
It was okay. Regular complimentary breakfast. Eggs.
Was the eggs good? Was it the powdered AIC?
I mean, it was the, what's upstairs.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but you can go get you.
Y'all doing some cool stuff. We had to sell the bus.
Yeah, and I was surprised because that was game day. But they did step it up this year. Like this year when we went to Frostburg, before we ate, we had like some nice pasta. Yeah.
King, I was looking at it, I said, pasta. I was sick.
Yo, they had a night, and it was like, restaurant was empty. It was only us. Like, you could tell it was.
Rented the restaurant.
Exactly. And that's to me, especially coming from AI, that's a big step.
I love pasta, gang. I can't wait to see what cool. Saying this year, he might bring out Roof Chris for us, man.
You gotta go to Michigan, right?
Yeah, but that's like week 9. Josh, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wanna go. I do. I believe I got a chance.
Yeah, I was about to say, I see a bit, especially because week 9 where it's like, what the routines are the routines. So if you could get either in doing that film or you could.
October, November in Michigan when it's cold and snow. Let's just say when I look at the weather report and I see something I don't like, I wouldn't be upset if I.
You may have to tell me, hey, I have a test.
I have a doctor's appointment at the same time. It looks like right now, matter of fact, that I have to be there. But listen, same time though, bro. It's gonna be my senior year. Don't know. I want to spin back. I want to spin the block back for another year or two. Only because I really believe the way Coach has this thing going.
Yeah, taking my question. That was about to be my next. I was about to say, how much more time does AIC have with you, bro?
Me, I'm a junior. That shouldn't be a senior. I'm getting old, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm about to be a senior already in college. Can't believe it.
Is this the last rod?
Josh, I want to run it back, man. I want to run it back, but it's going to depend on the opening of the certain master's program over it. You know, if they can get a communications grad school, then I'm all in. If they can't,
gotta do what's best for you.
I might still run it back, right?
Oh, okay.
But it just depends on like what am I running back doing, or you know what I mean. If say for example, I mean I'm gonna keep doing the pod thing, but say for example they say, oh yo, we got a job for you. Might just have to buy a ring at that point because I don't have a ring. That's all I want to come back for. I just want the ice.
I believe in it though.
I just want the jewelry, but I believe the way this thing, Coach Conti got this thing going, I believe we really going somewhere.
And a lot of young talent, yo. And I make that clear to a lot of like the people in my class because we're still considered young talent because we sophomores, even though we looked at as juniors, we're still sophomores. Yeah. I'll be trying to tell the people in my class, if guys stick with it, like don't get me wrong, because I look hypocritical. It's all I'll say that. But if guys were to like stick with it, and I say it all the time, like even if I was to stay, and even the guys from my freshman year were to stay, if guys would have stayed the course, it could have been promising. But it's just the retention and the.
It was a lot of with the football program, and adding on to, not to say it's a bad school because I love it here. You know what I mean? Most people, some people don't, but small school. Like you said, you was always, college is hard, 26-year-old. College in itself, that's not going to fly in college. You missed a paper? That's not going to fly. It flies like a bird. You know what I'm saying? So,
I done got here and went back and told the coach done told me, that's what they doing? Yeah.
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 This is easy. I tell people all the time, bro, you feel like AIC, you're going to fail in life. You know what I mean? Because it's too easy.
And to me, it's like everything, like people here, and this is what I'll never understand. Sorry. They'll be like, AIC don't care about them. Yeah. Nah. If you feel like AIC don't care about you, you legitimately have to be doing something to feel like you have to be taking yourself, like, even though, like, don't get me wrong, a lot of the things that they have going on, they are not the most entertaining or the best, but, like, with intention-wise, and to get people, if people would get up and just start going to their things, AI cares about the kids on this campus. It's just they don't.
I mean, I think they look at a school like a Florida or Howard or HBC.
Even UMass, that's 30 minutes away, they look at that and they're like, oh, well, they got this and they got that.
So we're a private college.
With 2,000 kids to their $60,000.
Well, they're getting 60,000 people to pay 60,000. We're getting 2,000 people to pay 60,000. And then the president has to get 30% of that.
Exactly.
We're out of luck here.
Exactly.
I don't know what you want us to do.
And I be trying to tell people, it's like, even though people take a lot of that raise for AI as like a joke, you gotta take that serious because you see the hockey team. What did they bring in? Like $200,000, yo?
Gang. I don't even want to touch on how much they pay to play at that little rink, man.
Yo! But the thing is, they probably paying for it themselves. With that $200K itself probably paying for it. Now they just gotta worry about their gear. They gotta worry about this. And that's why certain teams be so fly and they have so much,
Because I'm tired of that school. I hope Coach Conti, listen if you're listening. You know what I mean? School store, football store, it's all cool. I love it. When I go home, you guys in my film. When I go home, all I'm wearing mostly is AIC gear. I love this to represent the school. You know what I mean? Represent the football program. But if I could get it where I don't got to pay for that,
I don't even blame you.
If I could get the little now what Coach Koza did with the name on the drink, that was fire.
That was okay. That was a step in the right direction.
But we had to pay $100.
See.
And we had to fundraise. Now, let's be honest. The fundraiser was on the flip side for them to come to the game, and then they get the chance to get $100, whatever it was. Most of the people who fundraise to is not come to the game. Because we're fundraising to our family, or we're fundraising.
And then it comes down to they'll read your family's ticket. They'll go, oh, he's not here, and then it'll go to a Springfield resident that lives 5 minutes away, and then it's like, How you want me to sell all these tickets and you're not going to give it to me?
So really, that leaves us picking $100 out of our pocket because we're not even going to. $10 and you get the chance to. How I get the money? You gotta be at the game. And you said I don't know when the game is. Oh, never mind. I gotta come to every game.
Give me my $10.
I don't even. That's gas. It's 3 gallons.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially because gas is no game nowadays. What?
Josh, you got a truck.
Make me not even want to leave the crib. Make me want to sit inside all day, yo. Yeah. Especially when it was bad, when it was like almost like $4.50, bro. Like almost $5. I almost really stayed in the house. I was really telling my mom, I was like, yo, you need me to go somewhere. I'll take your car, bring you to do whatever, and then I'll go on the way back. Yeah. Yo, that guy, because to fill up my car when it was crazy like that, bro, I used to be spending like $120 for a tank.
Sir.
For a whole tank. To fill up my tank from E to full, yo, it used to be $120. Then it's like, oh, I gotta pay $120. Pockets get a little tight, then I can't. No.
I should only like 40.
But now it got a lot better. So now it's like, if I gotta fill it up and it's on E and there's really nothing in my tank, it's really like $80, $70. It's nothing crazy. But my tank, even though I'm saying it'll cost me like $120, if I'm really driving though on my tank, it'll last me like 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, sir.
Yeah, but that tank get expensive, bro. And that's why when you look outside of, even in Edgewood, my car's sitting in the same spot.
Bro, I always, that's Josh's car right there.
Yo.
You don't got a question.
My car was sitting that lot for a good 3 or 4 days, yo.
Without moving.
Yo, because that gas is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And I just won't be caught with it, bro.
Just an actual question. Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
Around September, can't remember the exact day. 2019. Rutgers Stadium, Show Stadium, whatever it's called. Played against Alma Mater, Union High School.
Yes, we did.
How was that game for you? Did y'all know? Did y'all know what we had?
Okay.
So, what was y'all scouting report?
I'll give you the real. Going into that game, we had no real insight of y'all.
Really?
Besides knowing that y'all won championships. And y'all were like, pretty much guys from where. Like, we knew that y'all were like, to put it in like a scale, y'all were like the us from y'all division. So it was like, oh, okay. So they have bowlers, but like specific names and stuff, we didn't really know specific names and like that guy is such and such. We didn't know that. We just knew like who was. I think I had a wide receiver, number 1.
Amir.
Yeah, him. Yeah. We knew that there was a number 1. We knew about him. We knew about the D tackle y'all had, the very heavy set one.
Deshaun.
Because we had to know that we had to move him, so he was a problem. We knew about Jared. Yeah. Because Jared played end that year, so. I think he did, or he came in at D tackle.
He played D tackle a little bit.
Yeah, but he played a little bit. He bounced because y'all ran that 3. I think I ran a 3-3 stacked actually. But yeah, y'all were in a 3-3 stack. So Jared would come in and bounce around, and you get what I'm saying. Yeah. So we knew like certain people. Like I would know the nose. QB knew a couple of the corners, but other than that, it was like, oh, it's just us against y'all. We're gonna see what we got going out there. But like, of course, our coaches knew schemes, how to draw it up against y'all. But that's all I was saying. When I came here, that whole little like, y'all get 5 players on the board. You get all their names. You get their size, their weight, what they like to do. Like, I've never. Wow. Yeah, I used to be like, my coach used to be like, all right, Josh, you're gonna watch film, and you're watching specifically for number 70, whatever. Yeah. What he does is, I guess to say in Curtis's mind, we didn't really, care about the size of it. We just wanted to know first tendency move, second tendency move. Yeah. And is he a guy or is he? It's simple. Like, simple, is this going to be a problem for us or not? Yeah. And that's really what it came down to. And
college is a whole different.
I never knew where on the board it's saying nose tackle from such and such. First move spin, second move bull, third move.
Bro, I was looking at this.
And it really did show me, and I had this conversation a lot with like the guys in that room. Yeah. Like, the game became less of a game and more of a science and a business. Yeah. And that's really what taught me that. Like, it made that turn. And I used to always hear like, it turns into a business. It turns into a science. It becomes bigger than just, you go out there and play the game. I used to be like, nah, y'all play. Like, y'all just overdoing it because y'all not out there doing it now. I sat back and thought about it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, 60% chance he spins on third down. What? How do you even get numbers like how did you even calculate that?
Yeah.
And it's so crazy to me. And then it intrigued me. So I went up further in like the NFL. Like you have the NFL app. You know how you can buy like where you could, if you want, you could watch the play-by-plays and stuff like that. So my friend bought it. So I knew that he had it. So I didn't even want to look at the play-by-plays like with the view or whatever. I wanted to see the stats to see what it's so much more intricate in that. Yo, they have like the average, like for O-linemen, they'll have like their average amount of yards of push, or they'll have like, it's so crazy. And to me, it's like, how are you getting these numbers down to a T? Like, there's really a science on everything, and it's scary.
Really?
Yo, it's crazy.
I need that for better. Not that I'm a better because NCAA doesn't play that. I'm just saying if I was to, I need that. No. Look, right? You're one of the co-founders, if you will, of Popular Loner. How did that come about? I had Jay Sully on here. We talked about how he was listening to Raw Wave and came up with the name. And his father had the machine and told him to get started. And how did you get introduced to the situation?
All right. So we first get dropped into COVID. And first couple of months, like we all have like nothing to do.
Yeah.
Sitting there, wake up, game, workout, sleep, eat, game, workout. You know, like normal football stuff, especially because we thought we had a season last year. So we're about like 2 months in, maybe 3 months in, and Jason sends us like a T-shirt with like the original Popular Loner words on it. So at first he sent it to us, and he's like, guys, I think I'm going to start a clothing brand, you know, blah, 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 blah. It's something to do, $15 a shirt. So at first, this is a group chat with me, Jason, and my other friend, Eric. So at first, I'm like, oh no, we really like the shirts, you know, like, because we're his best friends. We're like, yeah, we'll be the first ones to buy it. So I sent him the 15, Eric sent him the 15, okay, whatever. So he's doing that basically for a good little minute throughout COVID. And it gets to like that gray area in the next summer and spring where it's like nobody really knows what's happening this upcoming fall. So it's like, I don't know if you remember where not Mad, but a lot of New York football players were jumping to Jersey. All of them was jumping to Jersey because I was having football.
I was seeing that,
So it came to that point, and it's like a gray, murky area before all that. And we're not sure if Curtis is going to play football. So me and my friend Eric, and then we told Jason, we came to the agreement, we were like, yo, all right, if this does not work out and we don't end up playing football for Curtis in the fall, we're going to invest into Popular Loner. Because we have nothing else to do. We think all three of us can make money. We're all three like well-known people. We think that we can all do something and bring this in the right direction because we all have good intentions. So let's do it. And Jason, he was like, oh, okay, cool. So we waited a little bit more, and all three of us ended up going to Roselle, New Jersey to play football. And
you went there too?
Yeah, all three of us went to Roselle. I played center, D-tackle, guard, and I actually played tackle for a game there too. I actually had a lot of fun that game. I had a lot of fun on tackle, but I went there, my friend Eric went there, and Jason went there, and it was basically not to, because when I say this to people, especially from Jersey, they're like, oh no, you're trying to stun on Jersey, like we don't really ball out there. I said, we may have not went to the best division, but we had fun. Jason is a defensive back, you know him. He's out there playing wide receiver one, catching head taps. I'm at D tackle getting sacks. Eric, like my friend's playing tight end, he played DN. Like we're having fun. It was a fun senior year. So towards the end of it, we were just like, all right, I think we're gonna really buy into Popular Loner. So we all looked at each other. It was like the weirdest, like little friendly. We all just said, all right, shook hands, we did like a three-way handshake. It was like, all right, cool. And then we all became partial owners of Popular Loner, and the rest is history. We just got and started selling. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yes, it is.
Where y'all trying to take it to, man?
I love that question, but I don't, because I don't want to put a limit on it. As big as Popular Loner want to go, I'm willing to go with it. And I just really want to bring it to like, where everybody's wearing it. It makes my heart so happy. Like when I'm even out here or on Springfield and someone I've never saw before is wearing my hoodie.
Nah, I'll be seeing a lot of people.
That makes that really does make me happy. And seeing that people genuinely try and pair my clothing with like, I'll wear this and some sweatpants today and I'm trying to look nice to go out instead of wearing it as a pajama and going to sleep or, something of that stature. Like I really do enjoy when people show that they mess with my stuff and they mess with our clothing brand because it means a lot. We took time to craft what you got on. It took time to, put together what you guys got on. So, yeah.
You can get some sweatpants.
If you really want sweatpants, I wish you would have told me. I would have got you some sweatpants when I went back. I mean, I got this one. I got that hoodie for you. You got lucky with that too. I tell you, you got super lucky with that one.
It ain't so.
Because I almost had to. I remember when you told me that your first one didn't fit. I almost went back because remember that weekend I was going to New York. So when I went back, I almost went and just bought you that, and I was just gonna come back. Yeah. Because I had to do you. I had to get you a hoodie. I had to get KJ a hoodie. Josh. Yeah. I had to get all of them hoodies. So I was like, okay. Yeah, I had to make the run anyway, but whatever. But then when I seen that hoodie, I'm like, 4X. I don't even remember myself buying a 4. Then I opened it and the shirt inside said 6. I'm like, what is going on here? I said, nah, you gotta just come here and try this on. Yeah, you gotta just come here and try this on because nothing is telling me the right thing. Just come here. And it ended up being a perfect fit. Perfect. And got it on now. It looks beautiful,
Man, I get some sweatpants. We talking money.
No, I already told you. And, even though I won't be here, I'll still be in touch. Could still get you stuff. Jay Sully's, right there. So it's not going to be the end of the world. You'll forever see Bobby Little Owner, brother.
For sure. What? Talk about your MLB. Where you going, Josh?
All right. So this is my first time saying anything, so this is going to be the first, I guess, clip or anything that anybody has to come off of. Okay. My options right now, top 3, are between Morehouse College in Atlanta, Baruch.
What's that?
It's a business school that has Zicklin School of Business in it. It's like a top 50 school in business in America. I'm trying to go there. And then University at Albany. Yeah. That's the third option. Those are my top 3.
The Albany is like the last.
Oh, no. There was no
order.
No order there. It was
Did you get accepted in any of them yet?
Got accepted into all 3.
Yeah? Yeah. So what's the deciding factor? Like, what you waiting on to decide?
To me, I really just, not to say like it like this, but coming to AIC more or less was like a wake-up call. Yeah. I chose AIC blindly off of football. Jay Sully's coming here. Yeah. And I knew I'd be able to, push my brain and make some more money out of coming to AIC. Yeah. But, like, coming here, it was just like, I was hearing, like, oh, well, school and da-da-da. But I was just like, I'm going to be there playing football, so I'll be all right. Yeah. I'll be there playing football. So, like, it was just constant, I'll be all right. I'm playing football. Yeah. Now, going into it, I don't have football to just, I'm playing football, rely on it. Yeah. I want to take the time to, look at things after college, look at things during college, internships, who colleges get their people the closest jobs with, who they speak to, you know. So life is really, bro, all about who you know. Yeah, relationships. It's all about who you know, bro. And if you continue to build up the food chain and continue to build up on like, oh, well, I know him and I can get him to come, even for you, like with this podcasting thing, podcasting big all around the world. All around the world. Yeah. And it comes down to who can you get on yours? Because I could be nobody today, tomorrow, whatever. Yeah. But comparing me and you getting a guy like Lil Uzi Vert on here tomorrow, that Lil Uzi Vert's gonna do
numbers.
Oh, about 1 million views.
I got a couple and all that stuff he doing a little crazy, but yeah.
He gonna get like 1 million views just because of his name value.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, your content and your channel will get blown up. You get follows, then you'll become a credible source. It's as simple as that, and that's what I be trying to tell people. Like, especially things in this world, it's easy, but it's not. Yeah. Because everything seems like it's right there at your fingertips, especially with things like TikTok and Instagram, and you feel like it's right there at your fingertips, but you really still have to go do a lot to, make that person okay. Come here, you got to show that you have value or that you're different. Sure. And that you're gonna add value to that person's life. And that's the only way that people will really.
Atlanta more. It's HBCU, huh? Yeah. You want the HBCU life?
I love the HBCU life, but another thing about HBCU life is they want a lot of black young men to come there, and they don't give no money, man. Yeah. HBCUs don't like paying. Yeah, they don't like paying people. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but I won't take a $20,000 loan on for 2 more years of college. Yo. I got a lot to do. Yeah. So, I mean, of course it's going to be an option, and it's still on the table because they were in football recruiting wise. Yeah. They were in my top 2 before I chose here. Really? Yeah, and they offered me a scholarship money, and here didn't, but here was just cheaper. Yeah. I'm a senior in college. High school. I was just like, I just want to do what's best for my mom's pockets. Sure. Like, I'm not going to take out a $12,000 loan when here it would have been what, 8, 7? Yeah. Okay, so I'll just go here. Yeah. So I ended up going here, and things went And we'll see where everything else happens. What else?
We see you like that, we do.
I know.
Shout us. Man. Imagine waking up to that every morning. Especially that Atlanta. Atlanta's a very speaking for your clothing brand, like that's, I mean, it really got out there in Atlanta.
And that's why I be saying to you, like, everything's about connection. I get the right person to wear it, get the right, let it be seen, like, in the right eyes with the right outfit, or whoever's favorite influencer got to see it. Then that person's just like, oh, well, he's wearing it. Yeah. How do you think, like a story that I learned here, and then I'll let you go on too. Do you know the Spider brand?
No, I'm not familiar.
It's like, well, if anybody listening, or you know yourself, if you think about it, you can let me know. But it's like a brand. It's basically just like it says Spider, and it's like abstract art all around. It blew up real big because he's been going at it, but it blew up real big because Kai Cenat wore it on stream. Yeah, he wore it on stream, and the guy on the TikTok video, if I find it, I'll send it to you. But he made about $25K overnight off of just orders from people seeing it over for Kai Cenat stream. Then after that, he was getting constant texts from other like influencers and other artists like, oh, I want to get with you. I want to, wear some of your stuff. And then it's just like, oh, okay, sure. Sent it out here, sent it out there. And now it's just, you're getting constant, marketing, constant people seeing people in your merchandise. Then it's just like, oh, well, I want to be in that too. Like, that's nice. And it's as simple as that. Like, it really comes down to who you can get to wear it and who will see them wear it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you ever thought of this, but like if you ever, like different YouTubers or influencers, they'll have their P.O. boxes like on their social media. You just send them up to the P.O. box with a letter. Say, yo,
exactly. And that's something that I think that we're going to get into more like this summer when you don't have to send, because, sending sweatpants and sweatshirts, it would be nice, but that's a bulky thing to say. I got to send a big bag, then I got to do this for multiple people. We're going to try and send T-shirts. Okay. Especially not even to just big influencers. We want to do it to, like content creators on Instagram. You don't need to have 100,000 followers to touch that group. And that's what people, I think, are missing, especially with like up and coming businesses. They'll try and text that one person with 700,000 followers instead of texting 20 people with 20,000 followers. Yeah. As long as you got it's still going to get there. Yeah. But you're thinking, because, he has 750, as soon as he wears it, it's an automatic buy, and everybody, it's okay if you have to take a different route than what everybody else took. Yeah. But I just like to really educate myself and know, what's going on. Yeah. Because that story of the kid with Kai buying his brand and overnight he blew, it's like a dream of mine. Imagine, like, you never know what could happen. Yeah. So I just try and educate myself on all things that happen.
Imagine waking up to that. You wake up, you got
the night before you have no sales. Then the next night you got 25,000 things to.
How would you react?
I wouldn't even know. I'd probably be in shock. Yeah. I'd probably be in shock and not believe it. To be honest with you.
Who's hacking my phone?
Yeah, like who's playing? I would have had to call Shopify. Like who's playing on my phone? Cause this isn't real.
You think I got to call Shopify?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be dope.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So I'm just hoping for it. I'm hoping for it all.
Yeah?
Yeah, hoping for it.
Business school wise, what made you choose that?
Really because I want to be able to tackle all aspects of business. Like here, and if I was to go to Albany, or even if I was to go to Morehouse, I'd have to dial in on one form of business, whether it's accounting, whether it's finances, whether it's managerial, like anything like that. I like that, especially them, and they like showed it. I don't know if these other schools have it for sure or not, but they made it clear like they just have business where you get great at every form of business, like where you can learn, okay, I need to know this, I need to know that, I need to know this, I need to know that, and at the end of the day, you're just forming yourself. You can build and form yourself into the best business major you want to become with the classes you take, with the class, you get what I'm saying, and how you want to go about it. And I really do like that.
Realistically speaking, if you had to choose an option today, thinking, yo, you got it. Where you going?
To be honest with you, if it was all on the line and I had to right now, I'd probably choose Albany.
Yeah? Wow.
Paper's better.
It's all about
that. And that's just me. And I know I just went on this whole rant about how like I'm not gonna choose and blah blah blah. Yeah. Now that like I've looked at everything and looked at like the most bang for my buck and who it would still be Albany, because that's in-state. I'll be living on campus, so already the prices aren't bad.
Yeah.
And then 2, they offer the same courses they offer the same courses as Morehouse, and my aunt's an alum from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be
Albany.
Yeah, it would be Albany.
They got some dope settings over there too.
That's what I'm saying. They have some pretty cool things going on, and like I said, I'm not shutting anything down or any doors. Oh, when is this coming out?
That's a good question. This is coming out before you choose.
Okay, because I was gonna say if this is coming out after I choose, because then by that time we'll be like, oh well, then he was right. Or
when are you choosing? You think?
Well, I have until May 1st, but to be very honest with you, I want to kind of get that out of the way before the end of this week.
For the end of this week.
Doing a lot
after you choose. It'll be out after you choose. So we'll see what you. I mean,
exactly.
But the business school, that's big.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all about the money.
And also, that's an in-state too. But I also think for that business school, what connections can I make? Who's walking in and out of a top 100 or whatever business school of the country? Who's walking in and out of those doors?
Yeah.
Who can I meet and not even ask them to buy something, but just be a mentor, guide me, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I be saying a lot of thought goes into all of these. And Morehouse down south, they may not be offering the best money, but they are giving me great things after graduation. They're working with great companies. They're that's what I'm saying. So a lot goes into it.
Yeah, right there. I'm sure you'll make the best decision. Listen, just gonna leave it alone. Just saying, I'd be remiss if I didn't touch on it and just see what you think about it. Hey man, Z-Rod.
I knew he was gonna hit that. Yeah.
I wasn't going to.
I knew he was gonna hit that.
I wasn't going to, but it's just what's up with him?
All right. I'm gonna tell you the same way that I broke it down to everybody else that called my phone when it first broke.
Yeah. You get calls too when something goes wrong with your team?
I get tons of calls. Everybody feels like I'm the GM and I control the paper in there. I'm just a fan. Oh, we're gonna get to that too.
Oh, we don't gotta get to that.
No, we're gonna get to
It's about you, man. It's about you. We don't gotta touch it.
We're gonna get to that. But no, for real. I had to tell everyone that was calling my phone for the Aaron Rodgers thing. I said, you have to realize, once Tay left, I kind of started getting the gist, oh no, this may be over.
Yeah.
Then you start seeing how he played this past year, and you're like, oh, this may be over. Oh, this may. Don't get me wrong, we didn't even have a bad season for real. I think we were one game from making the playoffs. We didn't play terrible, but it was whoa. So it's once you started getting the readings, and then at the end of the year, he's doing the same thing he was doing last year. If y'all would have asked me in the beginning, I would have been to him. He's gone. But you have to think about it now. Last year, if he would have left, I probably would have been a lot more heartbroken than I was now. But I think now that I had that gap to get used to it, now I'm thinking of a GM in a smart way. He should leave.
Yeah.
$50 million, bro, for 3 years.
You want him out of there?
Not even that I want him out of there, because at the end of the day, that's a Packers legend. He's one of the greatest to ever touch a football. So I'd always be happy to have him be a quarterback. But you have to think of it more now of Aaron Rodgers and his personality type of kid. Aaron Rodgers is what, 39, 40? Not even to question his age, because he's the back-to-back MVP, a year ago? So I won't even say his age, but he's 39 to 40 that does not like to build with 20 and 21-year-old freshmen. His best receiver was 30. Yeah, that too. But his best receiver was Tay, who was 30, who left and went to Vegas, who was his best friend with David Bakhtiari.
With the Derek Carr dude,
Exactly, to go be with his best friend. So now Aaron Rodgers is around a bunch of 20, 21-year-old rookies, and he's a 30-year-old man that only hangs with one of his old linemen. So now it's how are we supposed to see any positive steps if you refuse to build and create relationships with a lot of the young guys that are around you? And then it was you saw flashes of goodness out of the young guys, like Christian Watson, he looked great in some games. Romeo Dubes, he looked great in some games. But it was never pulled together and consistent, because it was Aaron Rodgers, as you'll see, he's still not a guy that does not go to OTAs. And people, when I first said that was crazy, people tried to say to me, "Oh, nah, he's a seasoned vet. He doesn't need to go." Yo, it's every year you're getting a new set of individuals. You need to resync, you need to recalibrate, and at the end of the day, I know I'm not the guy out there.
Yeah.
But as a football player and as an individual that knows relationships and you're not just gonna go out there on September 10th and clutch a win because you're Aaron Rodgers and that's the new freshest kid. That's not what it's gonna be.
Yeah. What you feel about like him in his dark room stuff, taking all these drugs? What's wrong with that kid? All right, you need to go to rehab.
The dark room kind of was a sharp left. That was a sharp left because I was already knowing that he did. I didn't know before like 2 years ago that he was doing like shrooms and all that, but I knew he was doing drugs like a little bit
something.
Because you could tell like with an individual sometimes like especially you being around like you can tell like okay
he's on something.
Yeah, he's one of the guys.
Yeah, he's one of the guys.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
So I realized that and I was just like oh. Then he came out saying he's gonna do the dark retreat for however many days. I'm like oh. Then it's like the one thing I can say I'm very big on giving people like their mental space and what you need. Like, all right, you need to do whatever to get yourself in the right mental head space. Do you? Yeah. But I just did not like how big and broad it was being built upon. Like it was like, oh, is he gonna play? Is he not? Is he going to the Jets?
Oh no, he's gonna be in the dark room.
Then people are having guessing conversations. Are we gonna go? Is he gonna go to the dark room for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Then it's just like, yo, can we hear the man say it for himself? Yeah. Then he got on the Pat McAfee show and said whatever and cleared everything up, and the rest was basically history. And then after that, he was just like came out said, "Yep, I intend to play for the Jets," and my heart dropped. I was like, oh, he really did it, because you know when you get that feeling that you're like, I mean, he's saying he gonna do it, but he ain't really gonna do it. That's what I'm saying. I was like, he's not really gonna retire. He ain't really gonna leave me.
That was like a football player. Why is he with another sport? Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Nah, it was just like, he ain't really gonna leave. Yeah. They're talking about retirement. I'm like, nah, he ain't retiring. He just had a 2 back-to-back MVP. He ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Yo, he said, yeah, I'm gonna be playing for the Jets. Okay. This is how I'll do the Jordan Love. So, J Love, 3 years under A-Rod. Yeah. You're bound to learn something. Yeah. 3 years in the same system. No coaching switch-ups, no playbook switch-ups. It's 3 years you're running the same plays. That's 2 goods. Yeah. The thing that scares me, though, like for real, if he really was all that it was cooped up to be, why is it such a secret? If he was a guy and he's playing in practice and it's just like Aaron Rodgers is above him, I feel like that's something they would have made clear. Like, oh no, we can have a young guy. He's just back here cooking in the lab. It's been like quarterback prospects and people going to the league. I think this is the worst one I've ever seen. Not worst, like playing wise. Worst, like not knowing what is going on. Like Jordan Love, he's about to finish his rookie contract and has not played a full game. And it's not even because it's like, oh, he's a bum and he can't play. It's simply because you've had Aaron Rodgers ahead of you for 3 whole years now. So now it's like, it's going to be a lot of pressure. And that's what I don't like about it now, because I feel like if it would have been done in another way where it's not like, oh, I got to catch the reins or it's everything's going to, I feel like it's now a lot of pressure on him, but I feel like he should be okay. I feel like he should, because we have, a lot of people are trying to say it, but we have athletes around him. Like, we have the Aaron Jones, the A.J. Dillons. Like, we could keep the ball on the ground. We got a full old line. And also we have Christian Watson and Romeo Dubes, but after that, it's
a little scarce.
No tight, our tight end room, not one.
Not one.
We don't have not one tight end. I think in total on our roster, we have 9 pass catchers. That's including wide receivers and tight ends. There's 9 of them. That's normally other units' most beefed up position, but we have 9 of them. So who's to know what the Packers have in store for us? I just hope that we draft well. I'm really hoping tight end in the first round, DB in the second. Yeah, I really am. But I'm already knowing that they're gonna flip that. They don't draft.
They never do what you want to do.
They just don't draft offense in the first round.
You gotta get in touch with your GM, because I know I call my GM. Hey, bro, I need Tyrann Mathieu. That's a problem.
That was a good one for y'all.
Yo, Jarvis or nothing. They talk about what's brother name? Lamar Jackson said, I need DeAndre Hopkins or Odell. I called Mickey Williams. I said, look, I need Odell or I need Jarvis. One of them coming home. Yo, AK better get a bag. Yo, Michael Thomas better not get released.
So now it's the same thing. Because you know it was coming, especially with me. Do you think Derek Carr's the answer?
I do. Honest to God.
Are you being for real with me?
Let me tell you something, right? My man's is a Raiders fan.
Okay.
I used to kick Derek Carr back in and out and out. But my thing with Derek Carr is, right, when you look at it, when he was on the Raiders, he had to go win the game, right? I don't know if you're a big fan. You know the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark, Channing Crowder?
Yes.
They had Devontae Adams on during training camp, and they asked him about the new offense with Josh McDaniels, one of the McDaniels kids. He said, yo, like, what do you rate the offense? He said, man, this is the hardest playbook I ever had to learn. So, okay, now you look at it from a quarterback standpoint. Now you have to know where this guy's going to be.
Yeah.
That's hard. Your quarterback, it's your job, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Not many people could do it because everybody could, they would do it.
Exactly.
So, like, right, on the Raiders, he never played with a top 10 defense. Never played with a top 15 defense, if you ask me. Never played with a really good O-line except, like, maybe the first year or 3. Running game, Josh. Let's be honest. People try to say Josh Jacobs just bro.
And this is why I like talking football with you because I try to have this conversation all the time. How are you sitting here trying to tell me Josh Jacobs needs a $30 million contract?
Before this year, he was your regular. Look, he had 1,000 yards. I said, yo, look, bro. If you're not expecting 1,000 yards out your number one back, you need to draft him.
Exactly.
Like, that's the bottom tier of what you're supposed to do.
Get out of that number one back.
Then people say, oh, Alvin Kamara never. First of all, I have this problem with people. If you can't tell me, if I have to tell you Alvin Kamara has never had a 1,000-yard rushing season, we shouldn't even talk football.
Exactly.
But he's never had one. So people are like, oh, so how are you? Because he's all-purpose. He gets over 1,000.
He's an all-purpose back.
Come on. Christian McCaffrey did it, yes, but Christian McCaffrey, every year Alvin Kamara's been in the league, except maybe last year, he shared the ball with another running back. He shared the ball with Taysom Hill.
And
he shared the ball with 3 other pass catchers.
And you also have to realize that, unlike AK, Christian McCaffrey was the heart and soul.
The only person on the Panthers.
Yo, there was games he was getting 23 carries and I think 14 reception targets.
Now let's see what he does on the 49ers when he has Debo, Brandon Ayuk.
It looks. I'm not gonna lie.
Looks nasty.
That Brock Purdy don't go down. I don't think that NFC Championship goes that same way.
Yeah.
I don't think that goes the same way.
They had them boys scared back there. They had that white boy scared back there. I ain't gonna lie. That's why he probably got out the game. Coach, he was, I don't know. But realistically, man, like, Derek Carr never played with a team such as the Saints, as far as having everything in place position-wise. So, on the Raiders, he had to go win the games. He had to go he had to go outscore Patrick Mahomes. He had to go outscore Justin Herbert. He had to outscore Russell Wilson before that, the Cortland Suttons and all. Yeah. He had to go outscore them people. Our division is a lot less, watered down, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't have to go outscore them people because we were top 2 in pass yards allowed in the league. The same league. Like, we're a good defense. We've been a good defense in 2017 stand. So, like, you give him a good defense, all he has to do is not go lose the game. Don't go throw a turnover on the game on the drive. Just go get us down there for a field goal. Or just hold the ball enough so our defense can do the rest.
So you have him more of, because I
have
classify.
More like a game man.
That's what I was about to say. I classify, especially when I'm talking to people and I know, like, I'm going to be, like, ranking them.
Yeah.
I have 3 Is he a playmaker, strong arm, or a game manager?
He's
so you have him
in a game manager that can make a play when needed.
Okay.
That's all I need from him. Just don't lose me the game, Derek. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, NCAA, let's say it's money line, don't mess my money line up. That's all I'm asking.
No, yeah.
He could do that for me.
I get it.
That's all I'm asking.
And then last thing, what do you think is about to happen with AK?
Listen, bro, I think they just want money. That's it. I just think he want money, man. Because if you look at it, it was like 2 other NFL players in that situation. Only person that's being talked about is AK. Why?
Yeah.
It's 2 other NFL players. AK got a couple punches in, kick, whatever. Don't get me wrong. But the sole people who's beating your ass, why you ain't talking about them more? Yeah. Why you worried about AK?
Exactly.
Why is it? Come on. So, like, I think if this is about money, sell out of court, give him a meal or 2, go send him away. He'll be all right. Exactly. Now, but the only thing I'm scared of is how serious is the NFL going to take this?
And that's what I was saying. Like, suspension game-wise, what do you see? Because I personally see, like...
Well, I've really been rocking with it again. Let's be real now.
Yo, you are crazy.
How many did Roethlisberger get? How many to do to if we gonna talk, let's talk.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's gonna get a crazy game suspension. But
Four.
that's what I'm saying. I'm seeing like a 5-6 though. Like a 5.
6 at the most. Yeah. Anything over 6.
It's
Roger.
a little bit crazy.
Roger.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Because
when Ben did.
What they do with Deshaun? Did he had to miss half?
Oh yeah.
Right. He
yeah,
played this past one. Yeah.
He came back when we played him, or the week before, which I'm not saying I was a betting man, but if I was, I would have took Deshaun Watson and throw an interception -114. I think that's what it said on So it came out and he did throw a pick. I'm not saying I hit on it because I'm not a betting man, but it happened. But anyway, right? I think he came back like he had 4 or 5 games left to play. So Deshaun Watson got that from 22 people. And AK threw a quarter of the punches and kicks of 22 people. Let's be real. For 6 at the most. 7 you're pushing.
That's what I was about to say.
I gotta call Roger.
Yeah, I don't see him getting like I remember because I played the game with people that talk about sports too, and they're big on he may miss the year. I'm like, nah, he not missing no.
Ben Roethlisberger didn't miss a man. He bet not.
And that Kareem Hunt thing that happened, I don't even think he ever got.
I don't think he ever got a suspension.
Yeah, I don't think he got suspension. I think he just
girl.
Yeah.
Never call me.
But I think the thing with him, I don't know if it works like this, but I don't know if he didn't get suspended because the Chiefs dropped him. Yeah. That's how the Browns picked him up, and then it was like that. So I don't know if that's why. But I hope that they don't try to suspend him.
But I think we're preparing for it because we picked up Jamal Williams. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think we're preparing for it. But like I said, man, 6 at the max. Josh, I want to ask you this and we'll get you out of here. You ain't going to like this question. I know you're not because you graduate college 5-10 years later. Where do you see Josh Shervington?
Okay. I actually do like this question.
Yeah.
I ask this question to myself a lot, to be real with you, because it gives me like a sense of urgency of what I need to be doing today.
Yeah.
And, not, I'll just do it next week. So it gives me a sense of urgency. But to be honest with you, 5-10 years, I definitely don't see myself like wife, kids, settled down. No, I don't see myself wife, kids, settled down. I see myself really in my prime of creativity. Yeah. And really capitalizing on all of that. Yeah. And excelling and continuing to become a better person and individual for the people around me. Yeah. And really just continue educating myself and making a lot of money. Yeah. It's really where I see myself. Yeah. And having fun while doing it, man.
Yeah, that's important. Having fun, you don't want to be. We've seen a lot of billionaires kill themselves out here.
Exactly. Because, and a big reason on that is because a lot of people just think it's, okay, the grind, I got there. Now your mental's, excuse my French, but fucked. And you sitting there with billions of dollars and you don't want to do nothing but kill yourself with it. Like, that's why I try and take so much time to focus on my mental and make sure, like, mentally I'm in a good spot. Yeah. And before I go and do whatever I got to do for the brand or to make an extra dollar today, that mentally, okay, I'm good. Like, I'm okay. And that's just one of the main things. So, 10 years I see myself financially free, having fun in the prime of my creative essence, just making a lot of money.
Yeah. And listen, Jay Sher, what you majoring?
Right now it's business administration.
And that's what you're going to try to major in no matter what school.
Yeah.
Listen, Jay. You're my teammate. It's a pleasure having you as a teammate. I mean, Traveler's Josh is forever going to be your name. Whenever I see you, Traveler's Josh, because I can't believe how you didn't think you. But I understand, the nerves of college football and everything. You're new. I understand about. You could call me not Traveler's Lean. Listen, man, it's a pleasure being your teammate, brother. Now that you put in a perspective of why you don't want to play football no more, it all makes sense. Now, that goes on also saying, well, I stopped making jokes about you not being on the team. I wouldn't be me if I did, but I would understand. You know what I mean? And listen, man, you're going to do great. Y'all close the brand, going to do great. When y'all come out with some there.
I already told you, I got you. You'll be the first one.
Some shirts, I'm there.
And please stay on top of this, man.
Listen, bro.
This is a goal mile,
I appreciate you, brother.
Stay on top of this, yo.
I got you.
And I'll see you at the top. That's what it is.
Let's do it. Let's hear a conversation. I'm your host, Saleem, and we out.